with meteorologist Julia Blanchett.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Today on your Tuesday, you're expecting a few changes. We have had heavy rain, to say the least, over the last several days in Grand Junction and across all of western Colorado. Some areas got more moisture than others, and we'll talk about that. But starting with the Grand Junction area, we've received a total of 2.29 inches of moisture since Friday. Yesterday, we received about 0.18 inches, and that's not including what has fallen after midnight going into this morning. But the current total is about 2.33 inches since the start of October. And our normal, according to those historical norms, should be somewhere around 0.40. So we have blown that out of the water. We are way outperforming those expectations, and we have seen so much heavy rain because these storm systems aren't normal. They're not normal for our area. They have been remnant storm systems from a different tropical storm off the coast. But let's take a peek at your flood warnings, because not everybody made out well with the rain. Some of us were helped with drought conditions, but even in Grand Junction, if we think we got a lot of water, if we take a look at what's happening down in the southwestern corner of the state, we will be surprised, because the San Juan River has been flooding, and it's been flooding near Pagosa Springs. The maximum height for that was 12.6 inches over the last 24 hours, and again, those are highlighted here. But the Navajo River, including the Little Navajo River, just overnight last night, received an average of about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of additional moisture, and that means overflow conditions are persistent there as well. But the Vallecito Reservoir, which is down again near the Four Corners region, north of that reservoir, we're seeing flooding, and the flooding has been extremely heavy. In fact, overnight around 1 a.m., emergency management was called to the scene of this particular location to combat some of those flood waters. So we'll keep you updated, but flooding has been a big issue, and flood watches remain in effect throughout the day today. Of course, there's still a little bit of a potential for a shower or two. Most of it's fading away and out of our area, but the flood watch is persistent. It lasts through midnight on Tuesday, and it includes, again, excessive runoff from some of those rivers. So be careful down in that southwestern portion. We have Pagosa Springs included, also Rico, Silverton, and Durango, Colorado. There's some smaller towns thrown in there as well, but proceed with caution if you are outside or near any body of water for the next couple days. Taking a look at the high temperatures, even after all the rain, we're actually seeing a lot of improvement. I mentioned that this is the clearing point. We're done with the moisture. Most of the moisture you were expected to see today actually fell from midnight and forward, so we're almost done with the moisture in its totality for your Tuesday. We're warming up because of it. Sunshine's allowed in, 72 in Grand Junction, 75 in the Delta area, and in Montrose about 71. Even the Cortez area is around 69 degrees. And if we take a peek at those low temperatures, 52 in Grand Junction and 47 in Delta, 48 in Montrose, and then about 45 down in the Cortez area. So overnight temperatures have improved very, very slightly. But the 7-day forecast, the only thing I haven't mentioned is that there's a cold front on the way after the rain. Unfortunately, the rain is getting out of our way, which is probably a good thing, but we could see much cooler temperatures. You're looking at the 50s, and you're looking at the 30s overnight in terms of those temperatures. You do clear up a lot by the weekend, and the sun is out. Things will warm up again, but you're expecting to see maybe a stray shower or two Wednesday and on Thursday. If we take a peek to see what's going on in your 7-day forecast for Montrose, 71 degrees on Tuesday, Wednesday 70 degrees, and Thursday 58. So that cold front drops our temperatures by a lot. We're in the 40s and we're in the 30s, but that moisture, it could be in and out just for the rest of the day and maybe at random on Wednesday and Thursday. The cold front hits Delta and temperatures drop, but in the meantime, most of the moisture you're expected to see in the Delta area, that 60% chance on the Tuesday, that has actually mostly fallen already. So you're in the clear proceeding forward. Wednesday and Thursday, a 20% chance for a stray shower or two, but much cooler temperatures. And Cortez, about a 60% chance of moisture, 69 degrees, and Wednesday 68 degrees before we drop down into the 50s, which seems to hurt just a little bit. Lows could hit the 20s in Cortez, which is extreme, but most of the moisture expected on your Tuesday has already fallen, at least in the Cortez area.